Welcome back, Truth Seeker. It is Saturday, April 3rd, 2021, one day before Easter Sunday. And the big headline this morning is that the rapper DMX, late last night, they're saying 11 p.m. Friday, April 2nd, overdosed, had a heart attack, and is now in White Plains, New York, in a hospital in a vegetative state. And we've seen headlines similar to this about DMX. It was a few years back after the Super Bowl that he had an overdose, and I think they said he was found in a car outside of a hotel parking lot, something like that. But since then, he's made a, reemergence. A little more than a year ago, he put out a song with Rick Ross and Swiss Beats. But anyway, DMX, if you know about him, of course, he's a rapper. He's also been a man of the cloth at times. And again, this overdose happens on Good Friday. And as we've talked about many times in recent years, they said April 3rd, which is today, the day of the news. April 3rd, some scientists believe, is the date Jesus was crucified in history. And we know the rituals they do again and again with rappers and death and killing in relation to Jesus and his crucifixion. And the most blatant one of all time is Tupac Shakur. But there's been many others, as we've discussed many times. But let's go through this piece by piece. The overdose on April 2nd, 4/2. If you guys are not following all of my channels because I keep getting deleted and censored, I have a new GematriaEffectNews channel, GematriaEffectNews 22. And on April 1st, I got connected with Shaba, who was one of the members of the Panther 21, the Black Panthers who were wrongfully indicted, imprisoned, and then freed. He was one of those people, and he told his story. But again, they were indicted in history on April 2nd, 4/2, right? Afeni Shakur was one of them, Tupac's mother. And of course, Tupac went out by the numbers, and so did Afeni Shakur. But they were all black people who were ritualistically shamed by the federal government on April 2nd, 4/2. Yesterday, the whole thing in D.C. was supposedly the car ramming, a complete bullshit story. By the end of the day, they blame it on a black man named Noah, a biblical name in this biblical week. And don't forget, in the Old Testament, the Hebrews have dark skin. They got hair of wool, so it's not hard to see who they are. But anyway, it's 4/2, right? 42. Jackie Robinson, the first black baseball player to wear number 42 in white Major League. Or excuse me, supposedly the first black baseball player in white Major League, and he wore the number 42. But if you research that, actually the first black baseball player was Moses Walker, whose name equals 42 in Gematria, and he played in exactly 42 games. But the point is, they ritualistically shame black people, especially in the world of entertainment, around the same set of numbers, 42 and 59. And in this case, it happened on Good Friday, which in Gematria equals 59, like slave, Negro, blues, Rasta. The N-word is 42. Again, they always bring this 42 and 59 together in shaming black celebrities over and over and over. And when I interviewed Shaba, if you watch the interview on GematriaEffectNews 22, we bring up how this happened on 4/2, and I say, if you're in this community, you probably know what 4/2 and 42 is all about. Boom, next day, you got a black man blamed for locking down the Capitol, a famous black rapper overdosing. These are all ritualistic shaming by the same old numbers. And remember, it's the Jesuit cabal, the Society of Jesus, who gave us the calendar and the language and who continually sync up the rituals by the same numbers. Now, with regards to them saying this happened to DMX at 11 p.m., if you've never seen the movie Rosemary's Baby, which is about selling your soul for fame and wealth, everything they do in that movie is at 11, 11, 11, the master number. Pay attention to headlines, you'll see how often that 11th hour comes up. And, you look into DMX's, all of it. He put out a lot of albums when he first, got on the scene. The first one is It's Dark and Hell is Hot. And then what was it? Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, where he's soaked in blood. It's not hard to see, that DMX made the deal to get where he was. And, to his credit, he has a lot more talent than all these other more current artists who are selling their soul to make the trash music that they make. I mean, DMX is a talented person, but again, also in the middle of his rap career, then he went and he was trying to become a minister and a priest, and he must have got off that path because he got back into the industry. But anyway, 4-2, more shaming. Of course, DMX's surname is Simmons, and it makes you think of Russell Simmons at Def Jam. But I just want you to see what the gematria of Simmons is. And actually, now I think about it, I wonder if he's related to Russell Simmons. They could be cousins or something. I don't know. But just notice, Simmons got that same gematria like slavery in all 4 of the base ciphers. If you're new here, Gematria, very simple code. We always use the same ciphers. The alphabetic order at the rules of numerology, the reverse alphabetic order at the rules of numerology. You want to know all these ciphers because they use them all ritualistically. Last year, Black History Month, again, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. We said Fury would win and keep Deontay Wilder on 42 wins while Fury would pick up his 30th. It was a ritual in Black History Month. Again, words like Tuskegee got the 30 and 42. Martin's got the 30, 87, and 42. The N-word has the 102, the 30, and the 42. Think of the Ahmaud Arbery killing last year, and then 102 days after his killing, the headline came out that his killers called him the N-word, and that was caught on tape. Just all these numbers get used so ritualistically, again and again. And so Earl Simmons is DMX's name, so he has the 42. This happens to him on 4/2 on a Good Friday. And again, my first book, Letters and Numbers. If you've never read my first book, you can get it on my website, GematriaEffectNews. Just go to ebooks. It's the bright green book. It's about 800 pages long, but the 18th chapter is about the race war by the numbers and how they shame black people with the 4259 code again and again and again. So here we are on 4/2, Good Friday, DMX overdose. And my guess is that he got a hot dose or something else, or he just outright got poisoned. You know what I mean? Could have been a lot of things. But again, Slave, Negro, Rasta, Jigaboo, Blues, they all got the 59. Motown came out in 59 in Detroit on the 42nd parallel. February equals 42. It's the month that ends on the 59th day of the year. Again, so many ways they bring the 42 and 59 together. In the septenary cipher, which is outside of the base ciphers, keep in mind Jesus Christ is 59 because the news is coming the day before Easter. Science says this is the date Jesus was crucified. Again, all the mainstream wrote about this in the year 2012, that April 3rd was believed to be Jesus' crucifixion. Keep in mind that's the 93rd day of the year. God's Son's 93, Crucifix is 93, Nazareth's 93, the word triclavianism is 93, which is crucifixion. It was the Roman capital punishment. The Jesuit logo has the 3 nails for triclavianism. Drake's been paying tribute to those 3 nails a lot. Eventually there'll be a headline about Drake by the numbers as well. Keep in mind names like Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. equal 93. Both of those men died at age 39, like the 39 books in the Old Testament, where the Hebrews are from, who have dark skin and hair of wool. Also, keep in mind April 3rd can be written 4-3 like Jesus Christ is 43, or it can be written 3-4 like Jesus is 34. And, also in the headlines today, we have another Saturday shooting, this time in Wilmington, North Carolina, which is on the 34th parallel, and the headline is 3 people killed, 4 injured. On the date that can be written 3-4. And again on a Saturday. Last Saturday, I said, remember, there's very often mass shootings on Wednesday and Saturday, because those are the days of the week that have the gematria that lines up with shooting. Sure enough, we got a shooting this Wednesday. We got a shooting this Saturday. I mean, it's just clockwork. It's the same thing week after week. This is programming. When you learn the code, you can understand why you read the headlines that you do on the days you do. It's all controlled. It's all programmed. It's all planned. It's all strategic. It's all by the code. And again, they love to do these Jesus rituals with rappers. And don't forget, in the most simple cipher, Jesus is 74, rapper 74, cross 74, Machiavelli 74, like Tupac's alias, his last album, him on the cross. In the Smile video with the rapper Scarface, he was on the cross. That last year, they did Scarface in a coronavirus ritual. But here's another familiar pattern. From DMX's birthday, December 18th, and if you've read my book, Letters and Numbers, I talk a lot about the date December 18th. A lot of celebrities have died on that date in history. Notice if you write out December 18th, Notice if you write out December 18th, watch this, and the most pierced cipher, it's 93. You see that? December 18th, 93. And then think about it, the numerology. The majority of the world writes that date 18/12. The 18 is 1 plus 8 is 9. You know, the numerology of 18 is 9. The numerology of 12 is 3. So that date in numerology is 9/3, his birthday. And when you write it out, it's 93. And again, a lot of celebrities have died suspiciously on that date. Here's one who died supposedly of an overdose. And Chris Farley, premature death, December 18th. One of many. One of many. And if I'm not mistaken, now that I think about it, when you write out drug overdose, what am I thinking? There's something. Oh, I know what it is. It's that so many celebrities, they say, died from heroin, and heroin's got the 93. That's what it is. Heroin's also got the 42 and the 30. I haven't seen any headlines that say what he overdosed from. Just a drug overdose. But do keep in mind the word drug is 50, and he's 50 years old. But notice from his birthday, December 18th, to April 3rd, 106 days later. Remember, black is 106. Again, here's why you got to know your base ciphers. Black is 106. Black Lives Matter is 106. I Can't Breathe is 106. Remember, testing of black Africans for the COVID vaccine happened June 24th, 2020. That was the day it began, the 106th day of the pandemic. If you watched my live stream yesterday, I'm live streaming on the corner now on Twitch because YouTube kept taking down my video. So I'm on Twitch, GematriaEffectNews, twitch.tv. But yesterday I had a black man. He rode his bicycle up to me on the corner yesterday. It's funny that happened on 4 too. I guess that's the organic side of the code. But he rode his bicycle up and he asked me, he goes, "Do you think I should get the vaccine?" And here's exactly how I told it to him. I said, "Do you know about the Tuskegee experiment?" He's an older black man. I'd guess he was in his 50s. They say black don't crack. He could have been older than that. But I mean, I'd guess he was in his 50s. He had gray hair. I mean, he could have been older. But, and he said, of course. And I assumed that's what he would say. I just wanted to make sure. I said, well, look into the Tuskegee experiment because there were 201 participants who got the placebo. And then I said, look into Event 201, the coronavirus outbreak simulation, 1 month before the outbreak in Wuhan, China. And I explained to him all about 201. I'm not going to say too much right now because I'm on Gematria Effect Sports. But I was explaining all these things to him. And yesterday I talked to him about 106 because he stood there and listened for a while. And I explained to him how they began testing, the vaccine on black Africans on the 106th day and why. And I said, think about how in the media they keep telling black people they need it the most and people of darker complected skins. I said, this is an agenda, man. So I said I would definitely pass. And he said he appreciated the information. So, and again, that was only possible because we were out on the corner raising awareness. He saw us out there. He wanted to come ask what we knew. And I think he was impressed by all the things we knew. But he also had to get somewhere. But I think he made his decision as well. So, anyway, could be saving lives just from being out on the corner. But anyway, this is 106 days after DMX's birthday that the news comes. Yesterday would have been 105 days after his birthday, but yesterday was also his 106th day of his age. April 2nd, the day of the overdose, reportedly. Today's 106 days after his birthday. Yesterday was his 106th day of his age. And notice Black's also got that 34 like rapper. And we're hearing about it now on April 3rd. Again, a date that can be written 3-4. Like how they give us this headline, 3 people killed and 4 injured in a Saturday house party shooting on the 34th parallel north. And I had to go back. DMX's first album came out May 12th. That's an interesting date. Roman Catholics 132, Catholic Churches 132. That's the 132nd day of the year. Again, we know it's the Jesuits who serve the Catholic Church behind all this. In 98. And that means we're very close to the 23-year anniversary of It's Dark and Hell is Hot. That's hard for me to believe, man, because I remember when that album was brand new. That was a big album at the time. And I'm like, oh my God, that was 23 years ago? Man, I'm old. I wasn't even 15 yet, man. Anyway, it's back when I took the bus everywhere. It's back when we used to go to the mall to the Sam Goody or go to the Everyday Records. Everyday Records was cool because they'd let you listen to the music before you bought it. Even if it wasn't even open yet. It was a used and new music store. They'd open up something just so you could listen to it to see if you like it. That was before all the internet and streaming stuff. But 23-year anniversary next month on May 12th. It's Dark and Hell is Hot as 83, which is the 23rd prime number. That was his first album. And again, 83, the 23rd prime. We're a month shy of the 23-year anniversary. And just it had those numbers on it. 8338, Murder by Numbers, 3883. The song Murder by Numbers in 83. Prince recorded I Would Die For You in 83. Died 33 years later on 421. He wrote that song with the number 4 and the letter U and used the 21st letter. I Would Die 421 is how you read it in Gematria. He died 421, 33 years later. And again, if you never heard the song Murder by Numbers by The Police, look up that song. Read the lyrics to Murder by Numbers by The Police. Recorded in 83 about killings as simple as ABC 1, 2, 3. And again, here's the story. They're not specific about the drug. OD, vegetative state, White Plains, New York, 11 p.m., talking about how he returned to the stage in December of 2019. We talked about this the other year. On September 27th, Rolling Stones. Remember, September 27th is the day the Jesuits were recognized in history by Rome, because it's the day leaving 95 days left in the year, and they were recognized to counter the 95 Theses. But he has this song with Swiss Beats and Rick Ross, Godfather of Harlem, and Rick Ross, right at the beginning of the song, references Skull and Bones. And when we covered at the time, that was mostly what I focused on when I did the video for that song. I think that's on a channel that's since been deleted, but thanks to Google censorship. But DMX's verse, going back and looking at it now, stands out way more than it did at the time, because this came out September of 2019, 1 month before the Event 201 simulation and 2 months before the outbreak in Wuhan, China. But in his opening verse, he says, I'm the fucking plague. I'm global warming. Now remember, everything going on with the pandemic coincides with Agenda 21 and 2030, which has to do with global warming. That's why Pope Francis wrote the encyclical, the first Jesuit pope, about what to do about coronavirus and global warming. And he says, I'm the Ebola virus. And they're bringing back... Ebola's in the headlines again, too. It's here and there. They're in Africa and whatnot. And, I mean, if they really want to mess with us, they'll unleash Ebola on us for real. I mean, I'll tell you what, man. If they unleashed Ebola on us, I'm not sweating at all what's going on right now. But, man, Ebola's a whole different animal. That would be ugly. But then he says, my ends is pirates. Okay. Again, so Rick Ross references Skull and Bones. Now remember what Skull and Bones is. Skull and Bones gets their symbolism from the Knights Templar, who serve the Catholic Church. The Jesuits have the Templar cross in their logo. And then he says, my ends is pirates. The Knights Templar became pirates when they were banned by the Catholic Church. They were out at sea, and that's why we're on maritime law and everything. I mean, the most significant pirates in history were the Knights Templar. And then he says, prepare for violence and silence. And isn't that kind of how it is, man? It's just like these crazy times. We got the virus out there. We got all the protests, the rioting, but most people just silent about everything, just obedient, living in fear. But yeah, I go back and look at this song now, and I'm just like, man, that was right before it all went down. So, and of course, Rolling Stone writing about it on the big Jesuit day, when we know it's the Jesuits behind every last bit of this. Again, just to remind you, the Jesuit Order 201, Event 201, the founder of the Jesuits, Ignatius of Loyola, 201, the first Jesuit Pope, Jorge Mario Bergoglio, that's Pope Francis, 201, and look it up, he's the first ever Pope to live in Suite 201. Look into Beau Biden's death at age 46, 201 days before the Pope's birthday. Beau Biden, Joe Biden's son, and then Joe Biden becomes number 46 on 20/1 Inauguration Day. And what's his name? Leo Jeremiah Sullivan, whatever his name is, the Jesuit, the leader of the Jesuit institution there at Georgetown. He did the funeral service for Beau Biden, and he did the inauguration for Joe Biden, and his full name is 201. I think it's O'Donovan. Is that what it is? Leo, hold on, I got to get this guy's name right. Is that what it is? Leo J. O'Donovan? That's him. Look at this. Leo Jeremiah O'Donovan. See how he's 201? This is the leader of Jesuit Georgetown, the nation's first Jesuit university. He did the funeral for Beau Biden, and he did the inauguration for Joe Biden. Again, Beau Biden dead at 46. Joe Biden becomes number 46. 46 is significant to the Catholics because there's 46 books in the Catholic Old Testament as opposed to 39 in the Protestant. Catholics 46 in Gematria, and the election was exactly 46 weeks after the Pope's birthday. That's how we said all year Joe Biden would become president. But again, these Jesuits, they don't play. They put their code down on everything, and they pretty much control everything. They pretty much control everything that's in the mainstream. They control entertainment, government, your nightly news, your sports leagues, probably a lot of the consumer items that we buy, our grocery stores, our hospitals, the way our understanding of medical knowledge. Again, look into who's behind everything about cancer and radiation treatment. It's all Jesuits. You wonder why cancer treatment's so expensive and ineffective? Just look into who's behind it all. Who's shaping the way we understand the world? The Jesuits are. And again, it's just so easy to think about. We're on their calendar, you guys. We're on their time system. The Gregorian calendar that we're on is named after Pope Gregory. And of course, the word Pope is 52. And how many weeks are there in this nonsensical year? 52. Earth and Pope 52. Come on, man. But yeah, so, this is what happens, though, when you sell your soul to these people. You get the fame, you get the fortune, you get to live lavishly for a while, but then it comes to for most of them, it comes to a quick end. These ones that end up living old, I always wonder what they did. It's like, man, how many people did they sacrifice along the way to live to be 80? Most of these entertainers were lucky to make it to 50. And I mean, in a way, DMX is lucky to be 50. How many of these rappers go in their 20s? So, and I hope we don't end up getting the headline tomorrow on Easter Sunday that he's dead or something like that, or even later today. But we might. And that's just what it is in showbiz. But understand, they keep taking these rappers out by this Jesus crucifixion code. And it's just the same old, same old. So, and then about this old house party shooting on Saturday, April 3rd. Again, 3 people killed, 4 injured on a date written 3-4 in Wilmington on the 34th parallel north. Murders 34. Don't forget, gun control's 139, which is the 34th prime. It's kind of like Tupac Shakur 139, killed on September 13th in 96, which was 2 years after the major gun control bill on the same day. Of course, he was killed in gun violence, reportedly. But with regards to 109 being the 34th prime, don't forget Freemasonry's 139 and Free is 34. Again, most simple cipher. And again, the Jesuits created modern Freemasonry in the financial district of London in 1717. Freemasonry is also 59, the 17th prime, and 59 years later, this nation was created by Jesuits and Masons. I only had 1 drop of tea left. I needed more than that. My throat's getting dry. But again, we always say circle Wednesday and Saturday for shootings because shooting has the same gematria as Saturday, 107 and 109. And Wednesday's got the 37 and 44, also like shooting. And, this past Wednesday we had a 44-year-old shooter in the Los Angeles area, Orange. Los Angeles got that 37 too. Also standing out to me is that Wilmington, North Carolina is 122, like house party, because this was a house party shooting. Police officers got that 122, as does office building, because the Wednesday shooting was in an office building, and they said the shooter's name was Aminadab Gaxiola Gonzalez, which is also 122. And the Jesuit motto is Sus Hominum Salvator is 122, and the first Jesuit pope is Pope Francis, which is another 122. But again, it's all the same, you guys. And then, I mean, this too, the 25-year-old black man Capitol lockdown suspect, and Noah, again, just the biblical name, Noah Green. This comes on the back of the huge Jesuit ritual of the Evergreen ship blocking the Suez Canal. Evergreen, water, Noah Green, Noah the flood. And you see how they said he's 25 years old? Remember, flood got that 25 in it. So flood's a lot like Earth. Earth's the exact same in 3 of the 4 ciphers. And then the Babylonian god of flooding, Enlil, the exact same as Earth in all of them. Remember on March 8th, this last month, March 8th had 52 date numerology, and Hawaii flooded on the date that could be written 8-3 on the 52 date numerologies. They said it was the worst flooding in 25 years. We said watch March 28th for tornadoes and flooding. Nashville got flooded by the numbers. Tornadoes all over the southeast. That was the 87th day of the year. Tornadoes 87. But again, you guys, we live in sophisticated times. They got the technology to terrorize the earth with weather warfare. And don't forget, Lyndon B. Johnson said, who controls the weather controls the world. And he said that back in the time of Vietnam when our military first admitted to weather warfare, which was about a decade after the Royal Air Force admitted to weather warfare in 1952 in the UK. But, again, these people, man, ritualistic. They mess with the weather by the numbers. They mess with everyone's lives by the numbers. And they do this on the daily. So we're going to leave it there for now. I got to go pound some pavement. And that's the new thing, you guys. Again, I'm pounding pavement every day. I'm doing it every day, at least 2 hours a day. Until I gather up enough people in this town that I feel like I got a little network here. In case shit hits the fan, then I'll know who in my community's down for the cause and who I can trust. But if you're enjoying those live streams, we're now doing them on Twitch because YouTube kept taking them down. So, again, twitch.tv. Here, I'll show you the website. Twitch.tv. And then what you search is GematriaEffectNews. Because you can't do things with just a blank space on there. But if you go down, yesterday I did how to go into Walmart without a face diaper. And Meg was out there. Meg was somebody who drove by one day, and I said through the megaphone, I said, hey, you should come stand with us, because she was honking and waving, and then she's been standing with us pretty much every day since. We've had a number of other good people come out. Franco, Ken, Lynn, Merritt, other people, Paul, Valerie, some other names that are escaping me right now. But again, we're finding out who's in our community. So let me see. Oh, I guess you click the videos tab. I don't know what this. Somebody's like clipping things. I don't exactly. I'm new to Twitch, so I'm still figuring it out. But clipped by. So those must be short little clips that people like from the longer videos. But the full videos are down here. I just started this on Twitch the other day because I was sick of YouTube taking me down. But yeah, I might switch up the location today too. I think today I might do some on my normal corner and try to go down to the wealthier end of town. The wealthier end of town's far from where I live. Well, kind of, because you just have to go down this long street with all these lights and stuff. But I might see what it's like on the wealthier end of town. I imagine there's more Seattle types out there, so probably more middle fingers. But those people need it the most. Okay. Yeah, got to go pound some pavement right now, you guys. Enjoy the rest of your day. And please help spread this work by sharing it on your social media and giving it a like. And make sure if you do subscribe, they keep you subscribed because they unsubscribe people all the time. If you notice you're not getting any notifications from me, something's wrong because I put out new content every single day. I've done that for almost 8 years now. I've put out new content. Well, I mean, I really, either my blog or, my YouTube or both, there's new content every day. So, and you can always follow my site too. I keep up with everything here on the site, GematriaEffectNews. If you're not seeing the videos, just come to the site. Again, the ebooks are here. If you can't afford $5 for the books, you can get them for free. Just go to the Patreon link on my site. Again, if you want to read my books, but you can't afford them, the ebooks I made free on my Patreon page. Just click Patreon. And then, Here, you know what? I made it even easier. I forgot. I just set this up. I made a subscribe star. Somebody told me to create a subscribe star, and all I did on there with it was, rather than raise money, I just made it so you can just download my books for free. And then, because on my Patreon, you have to scroll down a little ways to find the books, but I think I'm just going to leave this subscribe star page like this forever. So subscribestar.com/Zachary K. Hubbard, and boom, just right there, you can download both books for free. So you don't even have to scroll. And, yeah, you don't need to donate anything either. I just know some people are on hard times right now. I want to get the knowledge out there, so please read the books. If you do want the physical book, this is the copy that I have right here. There might be one more back there. There's one more on my shelf. So these are the copies I have right now, and I don't want to get rid of either one of them. Somebody's eventually going to reach out to me and say, "Zach, I ordered a book 6 months ago and I never got it." But so anyway, if you want to get the book, you can order it. There's a number of places that sell it online. You don't have to order it from that big monster, Amazon, but Amazon's got the most reviews if you want to read what other people are saying. If you're international, there's some international sites that have cheaper prices for international orders. And that's all right at the top of the page on GematriaEffectNews. So we'll leave it there, you guys. Hopefully DMX pulls out of it. You know, even if these people sold their soul and sacrificed their friends and family, it's like, well, it's not going to make it right by offing them off by the numbers. All this stuff's sick and satanic and needs to be exposed. And again, I imagine I'll be right back here tomorrow with another horrible thing to expose. It was just a few years ago they were shaming Stevie Steve on Easter. You guys remember that one? The Stevie Steve Facebook live killings, which is all BS, synced up with the NBA playoffs, because that's how they do it. Tomorrow's 4-4, Easter Sunday's 44, kills 44, execution 44, shooting 44. So we'll see what they got for us planned. Last Sunday we said watch out for church terrorism, flooding, and a tornado. All three of those things happened. And we went 4-0 that day in the basketball games too. So again, Gematria, help you see through the sports, help you see through the news, the rigged elections, the weather warfare. Again, this is the knowledge to put you on the next level. We'll leave it there, True Seeker. Till next time.